You ever feel like your whole world is quietly unraveling while you're still trying to convince yourself that everything's fine? That's exactly where I was. My name's Dylan. I'm 32, just your average guy. Steady job, decent life, married to Kat for 2 years. We dated for 2 years before tying the knot. I thought we were solid, thought we understood each other. Then, 2 months ago, Kat blindsided me. She casually suggested that we open up our marriage, to spice things up. I remember just staring at her, trying to make sure I heard her right. It wasn't a joke. She was dead serious. My stomach twisted. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not some controlling husband trying to dictate her every move. But this was out of nowhere. We had always talked about commitment, loyalty. I never imagined she'd bring up something like this. I told her no, not out of anger, but because I genuinely believe an open marriage is a ticking time bomb. Sure, it might sound exciting for a while, but somebody always gets burned, and I wasn't willing to light that fuse. I could tell she was disappointed. Honestly, I rarely ever say no to her. I love her. I always try to support her even when it means putting my own comfort aside. But this crossed a line I never thought we'd even approach. Still, she didn't push back, at least not verbally. But I knew something was off. Her silence was too heavy, too cold. I started spiraling inside. Was I not enough for her? Was there something missing in the bedroom? In the marriage, I tried to talk, but she shut down. Said she was just stressed her job as a consultant often has her working across time zones. Fair enough. My own job's busy, but at least I'm local. Still, I blamed myself for reacting so quickly, so harshly. Maybe I should have asked her why she wanted this instead of jumping to a hard no. A couple of weeks passed. One day, I got home early and decided to make her favorite dinner. I went all out, hoping to bring back a little joy between us. She smiled when she saw it, hugged me. For a moment, it felt like we were okay again. That night, I gently brought up her suggestion again, this time to understand, not judge. She snapped, accused me of playing mind games, said I was setting her up emotionally. I was floored. I had no hidden motives. I just wanted to talk like adults, like partners. But, apparently, I hit a nerve. Eventually, I asked her point blank, "Am I not enough for you?" That cracked her. She admitted she'd been spending time around young interns at work, kids just out of college, partying every night, swapping wild hookup stories. She said she felt like she was missing out. FOMO. She called it. I listened, really listened. I've been there young, reckless, chasing thrills, but I told her that life got old real fast. When I met her, it all changed. I didn't want to chase emptiness anymore. I wanted her. I wanted a future, stability, meaning I poured my heart out, told her how much she meant to me, that I wasn't saying no to punish her. I was saying no because our marriage mattered that much to me. She seemed to get it, nodded, even smiled, said she understood, but she didn't. Within days, everything felt off again. Kat grew cold, distant, passive-aggressive, mocking me over the smallest things: my taste in music, my habits, even my values. She called me outdated, told me I didn't follow the trend. I asked her if this was about the open marriage idea, and she just shrugged and said, "Maybe." That one word haunted me. She started coming home later and later, sometimes not until dawn. When I confronted her, she gave me a perfectly reasonable excuse. She was up for a big promotion and had to prove herself. I wanted to believe her God. I needed to believe her. But the doubts, they kept creeping in. Then came the night everything shifted. I got home a little early, around 7 p.m. Craving lasagna. It's her favorite, too. I spent nearly 2 hours making it perfect, hoping we could finally have a nice dinner together. At 10 p.m., I texted her to ask when she'd be home. She replied, late, maybe after midnight. My heart sank. Still, I waited, tried to distract myself with video games. I didn't want to eat without her. I had this sudden urge, this gut feeling to go pick her up from work. It wasn't something I'd done before without a reason. But that night, something felt off. So I drove. Her office was easy to watch, just one entrance. I parked and waited. 30 minutes passed, then 45. The streets emptied. No sign of Kat. I finally went up and asked the receptionist. She already left. She said, I felt like a complete idiot. Maybe Kat slipped out while I was driving there. I drove home, expecting to find her waiting. But no, the house was empty. I started shaking. Panic flooded my chest, not about cheating, but about her safety. I didn't have any of her colleagues' numbers. I didn't know where to call. She'd only joined this job 6 months ago. I had no one to turn to. I waited, exhausted. I fell asleep on the couch. When I woke up with the morning sun, I rushed to the bedroom. There she was, asleep, peaceful, like nothing happened. Later, when she was getting ready for work, I asked when she came home. She said 3 claimed she'd had a long meeting with an Asian client. I asked when she left the office. Yidu 30. She said, my blood ran cold. Was the receptionist lying, or was Kat? Then, out of nowhere, she called me that afternoon. The receptionist had told her I'd come by the office the night before. Kat's explanation changed. She said she'd actually left earlier for a meeting at a different office, her client's U.S. branch. That's why she wasn't at her usual location. She tried to clarify, said she was working late there, on Zoom calls with overseas teams. Her story was messy, shaky, and didn't line up. But a part of me still wanted to believe her. I needed to believe her, because the alternative, it would break me. The moment I walked into the bathroom with her phone, pretending to stay on a call with her mom, I had no idea I was about to uncover the brutal truth that would shatter me. There it was, right on the screen. A message notification, can't wait for our fun ride today. My heart stopped. I opened her social media DMs. Within seconds, I knew. She wasn't just thinking about an open relationship. She was already having one without my consent. Multiple threads with her young co-workers, filled with crude messages, flirty banter, and innuendos that left no room for misinterpretation. My hands trembled. Then came the real gut-punch, her photo gallery. There were explicit photos. My wife, the woman I loved, posing, performing, with those interns. All of it. No shame, no hesitation. I felt like I was going to vomit. My stomach churned from a mix of rage and heartbreak. Meanwhile, Kat had realized her phone was missing and started pounding on the bathroom door. I didn't answer. I quickly emailed myself all the evidence, deleted any trace of it, then opened the door and handed her the phone without saying a word. She snatched it from my hand, frantic. I shut the door again this time, not to hide but to breathe, to not lose my mind right there. One of her chats had details about where she was supposed to meet her latest fling, a hotel, 5 p.m. I didn't confront her. I couldn't. I was still reeling. So instead, I grabbed my car keys and left. She called after me, soft, uncertain, but I didn't look back. I went to that hotel early, took a dark table in the lobby, and started drinking. I wasn't there to fight. I just wanted to see how far she'd go, how easily she'd lie to my face and show up for a secret rendezvous. Hours passed, no sign of her. By 6, I thought maybe she'd figured out something was up. Maybe she changed the location. But then, at 7, she appeared. Everything blurred. I'd had too many shots to count. 4 hours of drinking had dulled my senses, but not my pain. I got up, barely steady, and walked to the reception desk where she was signing in. I tapped her shoulder and said, "Good luck with your fun ride." I don't remember what else I said, but I remember her face, white as a sheet. She grabbed my hand and tried to say she could explain. I pulled away, walked out, and never looked back. I crashed at my friend Lee's place, literally. I passed out at his door and didn't wake up for 16 hours. When I finally came to, it was Sunday afternoon. Lee made me food and sat quietly as I told him everything. He didn't sugarcoat it. Freeze your accounts, get tested, lawyer up. I didn't care about money or accounts at that moment. I was shattered. But I listened. He was right. When I turned on my phone, it blew up with over 100 missed calls, dozens of voicemails, and texts from Kat. I didn't read a single one. I blocked her everywhere. She was dead to me. Today is Monday. I've called in sick. I've been drinking more than I should. Lee's already Googling divorce attorneys. But even after all this, it didn't end. Kat kept trying to reach me. Then she went to Lee. She begged him to help patch things up. Said she loved me. That all the hookups meant nothing. She just wanted to feel desirable. What kind of twisted logic is that you destroy a marriage just to feel desired? I don't know. Maybe I'm too old school. Or maybe she's just broken in a way I can't fix. I let Lee grab the last of my stuff from the house. I figured she'd be at work. But she wasn't. She ambushed him, cried, said she left her job, said it all began when those young guys at work started flirting with her, that they made her feel beautiful again. She spiraled into their world of parties, sex, and manipulation. Turns out they were using her for rides, for bills, for cash. By the time she realized it, she was too deep. She didn't even recognize herself anymore. Her excuse, that her request to open our marriage was her way of easing her guilt. She says she wanted to be honest. But she only said it after she was already cheating. Now she's fighting the divorce. She's blaming me for her actions. Claims I inspired her one-night stands by denying her a chance to explore. It's pathetic. It's delusional. And now she wants alimony. For emotional distress. Kat's sister, Amy, reached out to me too, begged me to give Kat another chance, told me how her reputation at work is ruined. Apparently, those interns shared her explicit photos. Now she's a joke in the office. No referrals, no job, no future. I told Amy the truth. Kat had a stable life, a loving husband, and she torched it for some thrill she couldn't even control. She made her choices. Now she's living with the consequences. As for me, I'm healing. I'm staying sober, working out, eating right, refocusing on my career. The divorce is dragging because Kat keeps resisting, but my lawyer says it won't be long now. There's still pain. There's still anger, but there's also freedom, because I'm done letting someone else's betrayal define me. This story serves as a painful yet powerful reminder that love without respect, honesty, and emotional maturity is a ticking time bomb. At its heart, it's about betrayal, but even more, it's about rediscovering your worth in the aftermath of emotional wreckage. When someone we trust shatters that trust, it's easy to internalize the blame, question our own value, and spiral into self-doubt. But, as this narrator shows, healing begins when you stop chasing explanations from those who only offer excuses and start setting boundaries that honor your peace. We learn here that enabling someone's recklessness by staying silent, staying loyal, or trying to rationalize their chaos only prolongs your own suffering. Sometimes, the most courageous thing you can do is walk away, not in anger, but in self-respect. Additionally, this story highlights the importance of surrounding yourself with people who see your pain and offer solid, grounded advice, not just sympathy, but real action. The friend who suggests freezing accounts, getting tested, and hiring a lawyer may not sound like a comforting shoulder at first, but in reality, they are the anchor that helps pull you back from drowning. Ultimately, the most sobering lesson here is this: people may hurt you out of their own brokenness, but it is your responsibility to choose whether or not you allow their chaos to define your future. Healing is messy, often slow, and requires fierce clarity, but it's possible. This story is not just about heartbreak. It's about the quiet strength it takes to survive betrayal, the dignity in walking away from dysfunction, and the hope that even in ruins, we can rebuild something stronger, truer, and, finally, fully our own. Thanks for sticking with me through this emotional roller coaster. If this story touched you, gave you strength, or opened your eyes to something important, drop a 1 in the comments right now to let me know you got value from the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss a powerful story like this one. Like the video if it moved you, and share it with someone who might need to hear it today. And please tell me how you felt watching this. Were you shocked, angry, inspired? Your thoughts matter, and I'd love to hear them in the comments below. Until next time, take care of yourself and never forget your worth.